maybe they just had a better idea of what a saint is or who a saint is. There were a couple of cowboys present, one of which looked kind of like Kenny Rogers. There were a few Native Americans, complete with war paint. Many people came dressed in the costumes of nurses, policemen, doctors, construction workers, even a few politicians. And there was even one person dressed up as a pastor. Not sure about that. At the end of the party, awards were given, and each person was given a beautiful, sparkly halo to put on. And then they proceeded into the sanctuary, which was lit with candles. And so as she looked out upon those gathered with the halos kind of bobbing in the candlelight, she thought, what a beautiful vision. She said there were all kinds of people there from all the different times and places on earth, and binding them all together, making them one, were those delicate, beautiful halos, linking each person with the others, and everyone there with all God's saints in all times and places. And that, my friends, is how it should be. So as I look out today, if I use a little bit of imagination and tilt my head a little bit, possibly, I can see the briefest outline of halos above your heads. And I want you to use your imagination and look around you and picture the halos upon the others' heads. Maybe a few of them are a bit tarnished. Maybe a few are a bit crooked, but nonetheless, they are there. The truth is that whether or not you can see the halos on your neighbor's head or even on your own this morning, we are the saints of God. And we are called to join that great cloud of witnesses, the communion of saints. It is a beautiful reality in proclaiming to all the love and mercy and grace of God. That is why we are here today. That is why we remember those who have gone before us. They remind us of this truth, and they call us to live it out in our lives. So, as we go throughout this service, use your imagination and call yourself to live as the saints did. I now, along with Andrea, will be calling out the names of those here at the Beatitudes who have passed this past year. And after that, I will ask you to lift up and voice the names of other saints that you have had in your lives. Blanche Alden,
Carolyn Brown,
Floyd Farmer,
Carolyn Carter,
Richard Hunter,
Charles Lakin,
Isabel Martirosian,
Naomi Morris,
Margaret Oakes,
Harry Solomson,
Richard Spade.